We're continuing to track a beautiful start to the morning here. All of us starting off about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than what we were waking up to for our Thursday. And we're going to see that kind of translate into this afternoon in terms of a spectacular one here for our Friday. Taking a look at that classroom forecast. Again, temperatures only going to be topping out around those low 80s. Some of us may be lucky to get out of there in places up toward the north like Macon, waking up into the low 40s this morning. Hard to beat that, though, as we get into the first full week of September. But, again, as we do that, it's a good reminder, of course, there's a lot of high school football starting to kick off now as we take a look at that Sports Zone Football Friday game of the week. We're heading over to Battle High School as the Spartans host the Cavaliers. And there is no complaints whatsoever in terms of that weather. Kickoff going to be looking at 74 degrees by halftime, down into the upper 60s. But it's going to be a touch warmer as we work our way through this holiday weekend. Temperatures topping out in those mid to upper 80s both Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday, and feeling like about low 90s here as we get all the way through our Labor Day weekend. So it's going to be a little bit warmer for all you folks maybe rooting on some of that warmer weather. But then things going to be trying to change in a dramatic way as we get toward the middle of next week. Here's a look at some of those upper level winds. And again, we're tracking this upper level trough that's going to try to build in place here as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, but there's still a little bit of uncertainty as to how this is going to be unfolding. This is how another model run wants to push this thing back toward the west, and that's pretty significant. It doesn't look like a lot, but if that thing jogs back toward the west, and I think that's what it's trying to do, that could be spelling maybe not as cool of air building in place. We want that thing to develop right over top of us, to push through some cooler air. This is how we think it's going to be unfolding, though. This is that cooler solution. We could be talking about highs in the low 60s, overnight lows in the low 40s. We're starting to think that may be a bit of an outlier. We think this frontal boundary is actually not going to make as much of a dent through mid-Missouri. But still, either way, we're going to be below average, it looks like, one way or another, just maybe tempering some of those expectations as we work our way through the middle of next week. Still a lot of questions to answer, and it's all going to depend on exactly where that frontal boundary is going to be setting up here as we get into this week. It's going to depend on where that sets up because that could be determining how much, in terms of rain chances, we could be looking at by Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's, again, something that we're going to continue to track as we get into the days to come.